everyone, Carmen Marshall here, and I'm going to show you today how to get SexyFit Arms. So I'm going to walk over here and actually give you a demonstration. But one of the things I want to mention is that women often think that we're going to bulk up if you do anything with your arms. And you actually won't unless you're on steroids. And I know none of our sexy fitters are on steroids. So what I'm going to actually show you will just really tone and define your arms, which I really like because as I get older, I don't want to have chicken arms. The other reason I like to really build my upper body a little bit is that I have a Latin butt, or actually I'm not Latin, I have what's called a Raby butt. That's my maiden name, sorry Dad. So I always have felt if I build my upper body a little bit, it actually helps balance out this as well. So what I'm going to show you today is the things that I do when I can't get to the gym, and as you've been learning through the SexyFit Nutrition Challenge, you want to be doing weights or weight-bearing exercises twice a week. So the days that I can't get to the gym, or if I'm traveling, because this is very quick and easy to do, or if I have an event where I'm going to be wearing a strapless dress or something where my arms will be a little bit more visible, so I'll do this as well. And then for you, if you're just starting actually with weight training, this would be a really good way to actually start building your upper arm strength as well, or your upper body strength, I should say. All right, so let me show you what you'll need. At home, if you have a yoga mat, that's great. But if you're actually traveling, you can just use a towel. That's what I use when I'm in a hotel room. So I'm going to be using this, and then I'm also going to show you a variation on a step. And so you may have an actual step that you can use, just like say a step like this, or you can have a very low stool. So I'll show you that in a moment. All right, so what you'll want to use this for is for your knees, just because when you're on the ground, you can obviously hurt your knees a little bit. So you want something that's going to give you a bit of a cushion. And the two things that I'm going to show you is, number one, we're going to be doing a push-up, and that's really going to work our biceps, also our shoulders, and a little bit of our upper back. And then we'll be doing a tricep dip, which is wonderful for your triceps, so that's the no chicken flap part, and it's also really good for your biceps as well. And what's going to be really different about the tricep dips is that we're going to keep our elbows touching the sides of our body the whole entire time, rather than going out like this. So you're going to be in here the whole time. So the other thing that I like to mention as well, when you start out, we're only going to be doing 3 repetitions within a set, and we're always going to do 3 sets. So for example, when you're starting out, you will do 1 set of 3, give yourself a little break, then you'll go back for your 2nd set of 3, then your 3rd set of 3. And as you build up, then you would do 4 repetitions for your 1st set, then your 2nd set 4 times, your 3rd set 4 times. And then as you build up, 5 times, and then 3 sets. Okay, and then going all the way up till 12 times for 3 sets. So I'll demonstrate that because the numbers can get a little bit confusing. So let's start with just the basics. We're going to start with our push-ups. So what you want to do is you put your arms a little bit further out than shoulder width apart. For our tricep dip, it's going to be actually just shoulder width apart. But for our push-ups, it's going to be a little bit wider. Then if you notice what I do, I will extend my legs. I'm going to pull my belly button into my spine. Okay, so this is a Pilates move where you're actually pulling your belly button into spine, so you're bringing your belly button in. That will actually support your lower back. So notice my form when I'm doing this. I'm going up into my knees, or sorry, up into my toes, off of my knees, okay? And this is going to be for someone who's a little bit more advanced. Now I'm going to show everyone now what you probably will be starting with is just on your knees, okay? Same thing though, we're going to bring our belly button into spine. I'm going to take my arms out, and so just notice I'm bringing my belly button into spine. I'm lengthening out, okay, so you can notice that I'm going to have a straight line here, so just kind of watch the form. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down, 1, bring myself up, 2, and 3. All right, and then I'm going to go back into child's pose just to have a little rest. So that would be, if you're brand new to this, you're going to start out with your knees, and then you'll do your 1st set of 3, you'll come back into child's pose, you'll go back into your 2nd set of 3, and then your 3rd set of 3. Now for those of you that are more advanced, right away, you can just go straight up into your toes, you're going to bring your belly button into spine, and then you go all the way down. 1, 2, 3. Bring yourself back up into your knees, and go into child's pose. Okay, so that's a modified pose when you're beginning on your knees, or you can go all the way up into your toes. So again, you always want to be doing 3 sets, but start out just with 3 repetitions, then build to 4 repetitions, build to 5. All right, so again, that's your push-ups, which is going to work your biceps, your triceps, your shoulders, and a little bit of your back. So let's move on to our tricep dip. So as I was talking about, the biggest thing with this tricep dip is to make sure that your elbows are actually touching the side of your body. So the whole time you're actually going to feel that. This is what is going to really work this area. So again, let's show you a modified pose with it. In this case, remember I'm going to bring my hands so they're shoulder width apart, so it's different than the push-up. I'm going to engage my abs. I'm going to lengthen out. See how I brought my pelvis down? All right, then I'm just going to raise my toes a little bit so I'm up on my knees, and then I'm going to lower. And then this would be someone who actually has been doing this for a while. You're not going to start here. So let me show you how you're going to start. You're just going to go down a tiny little bit. But if you can see that my elbows are touching the sides of my body, this is super important. They're not like this, they're actually touching. So when you begin, you're just going to go very small. 1, 2, 3. Now you may be thinking that doesn't look hard. It's really hard when you first start out. And you might actually want to start with a bench like this. So for example, if you'll notice, this is just a modified. I'm just going 1, 2, 3. It's such a tiny, minuscule move, and you may be thinking, oh my goodness, that's not going to work out my arms. It is so tough, and it's going to really work here. But the trick is you need to feel the whole time your arms are right against this part of your body. So let's show you something else. So let's say that was your first set. So you went down into child's pose and just rest for a moment. So let's do what someone who has been doing this a little bit longer, how they might do it. So they would go, again, placing your arms shoulder width apart, making sure that my elbows are going to touch the sides of my body. I'm bringing my belly button into spine. And then I would go down a little bit further, okay? Just to there, maybe halfway. 2, 3. All right, and I'll bring myself back into child's pose. And then child's pose, when you rest, you want to rest about 10 or 15 seconds until you feel ready to go on to the next set. So let's show you someone that's been doing this for a while. Now this is what I do, okay? I don't even go up all the way onto my toes, I just still stay on my knees, but I go all the way down. So watch this. Again, hands are shoulder width apart, bringing my belly button into spine, and bring my toes up a little bit so I'm on my knees. Then I go all the way down. 1, 2, 3. All right, and then I bring myself back into child's pose and rest. So again, remember you're going to be wanting to work up to 3 sets of 4, 3 sets of 5, 3 sets of 6, all the way up to 3 sets of 12. So that's what I do, is I do 3 sets of 12 all the way down. Those of you that want to get really ambitious, you can do it all the way down. And I guess I can do that, but it's hard for me. Okay, so notice that I'm all the way up on my toes. Ooh, I can already start to feel it. So I actually still just use my knees, and I've been doing this for years. So again, but I'm to the stage where I would be doing 12 sets of 3. All right, so let me give you a couple other options. So as you build slowly into this, just start with 3 sets of 3, and then you can take a rest in between each time. Then what you can do is you can do 1 bicep, a set of 3, and then you can go straight into your tricep set of 3, and then rest. Then go back for your second set, your chest, your tricep, and rest. And then 1 more time as well. So that's what I like to do. So the stage that I'm at, I'm doing 3 sets, but 12 of each. So I'll do 12 chest, and then I go right away into 12 triceps, and then I do child's pose probably for about 20 seconds. Then I go back again and do a second set, and then I go back and do a third set. All right, so hopefully that's giving you some great ideas. Use this when you can't get to the gym, use it when you're traveling. It will so build your upper body in one of the quickest ways. And this is where you'll get the nice tone for your arms. And again, it's going to really work this area, work your biceps, and it'll also work the top of your back as well. Thank you everyone for hanging out. I'll catch you in the next video. Comment below, and if you need any more help, send in comments, and we'll give you lots more tips to build your upper body.